DNS en realidad es un protocolo relativamente viejo y que se ha ido evolucionando, pero es un protocolo que pues fue definido por gente hace mucho tiempo y no se ha actualizado, no está bien documentado. Entonces, el DNSSEC en realidad, cuando se empezó a desarrollar el DNSSEC, fue un proceso de ver cómo se podía extender y usar lo que había en el DNS, entenderlo bien y poder asegurarlo.
Now, DNSSEC took 15 years to get from the very beginning to now. The reason for that is the DNS is hard to secure. It's very easy. Some things are very easy to secure, some things are not. The DNS goals are to be really out there, to be fast, be everywhere, to be reliable, to be available, to push information out. It's like a crowd. It really has to be a very social protocol. It uses all sorts of tools that are very much open because of the speed. It's really this crowd kind of feel of the protocol made it hard to protect. It's not a one-to-one protocol. It's not a sender-receiver protocol, which are much easier to arrange security for. So it's a real challenge just to secure this kind of protocol. And one of the problems we especially have nowadays is the original specifications, very unclear. We still have access to the developers who invented the protocol, and that helped a lot. And we've learned that every time we write something down, there's more to be said. And that will continue forever. We will always have to have a social element to help keep this protocol secure and go forward.
DNS todavía, la gente que escribió el DNS, los protocolos del DNS, todavía felizmente están disponibles y todavía he podido hablar con ellos porque no hay documentación en realidad completa sobre todo el DNS. Y eso es lo que han estado haciendo el equipo que desarrolló DNSSEC, es poder entrevistarse con toda esa gente, con todas estas personas que desarrollaron DNS y documentar y después crear las extensiones con DNSSEC.
Now, Mauricio's talk was about DNSSEC. DNSSEC is one part of securing DNS. Many people have confused the DNSSEC with secure DNS. There are many other parts to this. I'll go briefly. First thing we have to secure is the data getting into DNS. And that's something that involves the registries like .co, the EPP protocol, the registrars that get involved, making sure that we have security up and down through all of that. Do you want to go in between, or should I just go through the list? Okay. So first we have to make sure that the data that's even in the DNS is accurate. And that goes including credit card information about people buying domain names. All of that security is important. Once that data is in there, we have to make sure that the data that we've collected at the registry registration level gets sent across the internet securely. So that one of the goals of DNS is the data is everywhere and fast. So we have to make sure that we secure from our registries out to all of the name servers that are answering authoritatively. And then finally, there's the query and response issue, and DNSSEC is a big part of that. We also had to go through and add TSIG, which is a machine-to-machine security. We had to go back and redefine things like the wildcards because they presented a security problem the way they were. We went back and cleared up many other parts of the protocol, all because we were doing the DNSSEC work, but that was beyond DNSSEC. So the security of DNS is a lot bigger job. And at the bottom of the slide I mentioned, we have, because of all of this new protocol work, lots of new code out there. And it's good to have new code out there. We have to work with it, and we get more, we get benefits, performance benefits, and more functionality. And we're also, again, coming up with new ways to operate this. We talk about DNS today in many ways we didn't do 10 years ago.
El proceso de implementar el DNSSEC ha hecho que se revise todo el DNS, se revise en realidad todo lo que había antes y se revise además todos los otros componentes que hacen toda la cadena, el servicio de cómo proveer un dominio y cómo un dominio resuelve en un browser, en un navegador. Entonces, al revisar eso, al hacer toda esta revisión, se revisaron muchas partes de la cadena. Es parte de cadenas, parte de la conexión que tiene como registro con internet, con los registradores, la replicación de las zonas, se revisó eso, las solicitudes y las respuestas, los queries y responses, que precisamente eso es lo que vamos a hablar con lo que hemos hablado con el DNSSEC, pero también con otros componentes de realizando el testing y problemas de seguridad como el wildcarding, que puede afectar la integridad en realidad y las respuestas de la infraestructura del DNS. Entonces esto lo que ha creado es que ha creado un desarrollo y una revisión de toda la infraestructura del DNS que ha hecho que haya nuevo código, haya nuevas soluciones, nuevas herramientas que han ido saliendo no solo de DNS, sino otras herramientas para otros componentes del DNS. No lo vamos a meter en esas tanto ahorita, sino solo en DNS.
Yeah. Now, DNSSEC, it got a lot of things right. While it was going on, though, the history of DNSSEC was being written and rewritten. We kept deciding is this a good thing or a bad thing. People said it took too long. But in retrospect, I think that was the right thing to do. The DNS is a very sensitive system. We can't just change it. It's a very big system, and you can't change software everywhere. So what DNSSEC did is, now that the root is signed, I declare it a technical success. It's in place. It's operating the internet today. It's not disrupting the internet in many ways. But that last sentence, I need to be careful about. When we designed DNSSEC, we imagined it would not be everywhere at once. It was not unsecure, secure. It would gradually be applied throughout the internet. Looking back into the past, that was a very good thing to do. IPv6 today, we have the same problem. New technology, it can't come in. Its problem is no one thought about how to go from v4 to v6. DNSSEC was built that way, but not because we were smarter. We just accidentally did it that way. And I think that's the biggest thing we did positive. Now, there are people that say DNSSEC is have very slow adoption. It's not everywhere. It's very slowly coming out. But that's really, really good. We have had issues with DNSSEC deployment in operations. And we've been able to fix things. And they're maybe minor things, like an operator made a mistake somewhere. Instead of seeing a major catastrophe, people say, wait a minute, don't do that, go back. So by slowly pushing it out, .sc was signed maybe 5 years ago. They went through some learning pains that we've all taken. The root zone's been signed for a year and a half now. Everyone else is following in there, and we've had different pockets of things go that we have to check. New software and so on. We're fixing that, and it's good that we have the slow adoption to let that, it becomes mature. It's like anyone growing up. You get maturity by learning lessons. And I think that is really helping us in many ways. I think now we've learned lots of lessons. We'll still learn lessons, but it's ready to be deployed further and further. The more experience we have years now, the more it's ready for everyone else to come on in.